Good day, everybody. Happy 4th of July. Welcome to the Dirty Three, and I'm Brian.
And I'm Joe.
And our third man has been brought to the medic because he's been shot by a man with a musket.
Fucking shot by a musket?
It was horrible. He was screaming and crying. I don't know why I'm Australian.
I don't know. You mix the two accents together pretty well. It went pretty good.
I pulled it, yeah.
And that was the guy from Australia Zoo, folks.
Mm-hmm. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Happy 4th of July, everybody. I don't even know why I went with a British accent. I'm dressed like fucking Uncle Sam.
He's American. I'm just a man in a powdered wig with a gray shirt on at the moment.
We thought we'd do something ridiculous to let you guys...
I didn't get the red coat in time. My apologies. I don't own anything red.
And I'll tell you what, you don't want to get shot with a musket. It's a fucking ball.
It's like a little BB, but it's like a
It's
shitload
bigger
of
than
them.
a BB, believe me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're like thick and they're lead.
Yeah.
So that shit gets in your skin and shit. You're going to get all
There's
fucked.
no aiming with that thing because the projectile can go fucking anywhere. So they were just
Exactly.
shooting.
Blasting, just hoping and wishing for the best.
The ones that are great with like the Thunderblast or whatever these other things they have, close range ones, and
Like
they
the,
fucking
like
blast
the little
you.
pirate guns, right?
Yeah. Fucking crazy shit. You know, I'm Uncle Sam and I approve weapons.
That's right. What your country... Oh, no. Don't ask what your country can do for you.
But what you can
Or
do.
whatever that guy said.
That's JFK said that.
America. Hold on, I gotta...
You know, and this, yeah, man. He looks like the
Excuse
fucking
me.
grandmother from fucking Sylvester and Tweety
I
Bird.
have grown hair. I'm like a nobleman now.
Would you care for a spot of tea?
Listen, I'm not a fan of tea. I prefer a pint.
So how was your 4th of July?
It was filled with he's and ha's. You know, we do like the annual thing at we do the annual thing. We do it up, and it was a good time. We had some booms and some. No one got hurt.
Well, that's the best thing when no one gets hurt, you know, because it happens too often with fireworks.
No failings got hurt. No people got hurt. It was a good time.
That's awesome. You know, myself, I didn't really do much for July 4th because July 3rd I went to a pretty big wedding for my girlfriend's niece. I'm not going to name any names or anything, but we had
names. Hold on, let me. Congratulations to. Hold on.
hit the applause button.
Jesus, these screws are still here.
Yeah, why is that coming in low? You hearing that? There we go. That's for Katie and Steven. I'll bring those names out right there. They know they got married.
I feel like I'm gonna get a piece of my powdered wig and me drink tonight.
You know, and it was a fantastic fucking wedding.
And my knickers will be in a bunch.
Yeah, always. But fantastic wedding. You know, the actual ceremony of the wedding only took like 10 minutes. They had the dog walk down the aisle. It was fucking hilarious.
Oh, dog.
Oh my God, the dog was barking through the whole thing.
You didn't tell people about this, did you? The show?
No, I didn't. Oh yeah, they all know about it.
That's what happened to me yesterday. I kind of got in the mix of talking about the show to people, and on a weird.
Oh, I didn't talk to nobody about this at the wedding. I didn't want to. This is their day. I didn't talk to anybody.
Were you like meeting people in the crowd, and you're like getting a drink with the guy at the bar, and they're like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" You're like, "Hey, I work here, and then I also do this thing on the side."
I tell you what, I was just enjoying the fucking festivities.
How loud were your hearing aids? Though is the real question. Did you keep them low so you weren't just smiling and nodding at people?
Well, I couldn't hear during they had a great band.
Live?
Yeah, live. They were fantastic. I think it was something Conniption. Just look up Conniption if you want. Good band. They were really good. We took an hour cruise.
Conniption. They play a great orchestra.
Yeah, they're actually a really good band. They played very well. We had a nice cruise out into the Gloucester Harbor after the wedding. So they set up the reception, and then you go into and you're drinking, having all these hors d'oeuvres, freaking nice stuff like little mini crab cakes, clam chowder
they did
bowl.
it with the seafood. I know where you said the wedding was, so we
sweet.
don't want to put it out there because people will put two and two together and figure it all out. But near the coast and all that shit. But so they did like a seafood menu, or did they?
No, they just happen to have a couple of seafood items because you are right there in Gloucester. The ships come right in with the fresh stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. My grandfather used to live down
And
there.
one of
That
the
place is tight.
entrees and
out
for
there,
the dinner,
whatever the fuck it is.
was you get steak or chicken, but they also added fish because they get the fresh fish there.
That is absolutely fantastic.
You can't believe it, mate. Yeah.
Am I going back to being Australian? That is ridiculous. I'm keep mixing up my
You
accents.
sound like the fucking crocodile hunter.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
Hey, mate, that fucking stingray stabbed me in the chest. I'm fucking gonna die.
That was a different guy.
Yeah, he did die. That's probably a bad joke.
That's not nice, man. 25 fans of what's his name? The crocodile hunter, Steve
Steve
Irwin.
Irwin,
There we
yeah.
go. Jesus.
His kids do it now.
Yeah, and they're doing it up.
Yeah.
Congratulations to the Irwins.
Well, I mean,
we'll never have them as a guest now because of the joke you made, but
No, and he would have brought one of those crazy fucking reptiles. I wouldn't be able to take it anyway. I'm scared of snakes, so
I am too. Actually, I'm horrified of snakes.
you know. If you want to fucking put me out of your life, buy a snake.
That's because my cousin Greg used to torture me with him and his buddies with fake snakes all the time.
My buddy had two pythons. He had two
No,
little
I would have
pythons.
never been friends with you.
And bro,
My buddy and pythons are not even in the same sentence I would utter
he had
ever in
one
my
that
life.
was 12 feet and one that was 8 feet, and
Nope.
he let him hang out of the cage
I
in
ain't
the
going to your
apartment,
house.
in the house.
Fuck no.
I kept running out of the house. I'm like, bro, that thing could kill me.
I mean, it would if it could.
Oh, and it would eat me if he could. I taste good.
No, you don't.
I'm good tasting. Ba-dum-bum.
It's not what that guy in that bathroom said about you.
You know, but all I want to say is we need you.
That's not what that French lad in those funny knickers said about you, mate.
I feel like Rocky Creed in Apollo in Rocky 4.
He was a foofer. They
And
call
I'm
him
coming down,
foofs.
living in America, eye to eye, vision to vision. Oh, living in, I feel good.
Why would you want to tax tea? It is insane.
You know, oftentimes people ask me, they go, "What is your podcast about?" I said it would be.
This is
quicker.
exactly what we're about. We're about nothing.
We're kind of like Seinfeld. We're a show about nothing.
I am in a powdered wig,
You know?
and this man is in a goddamn
Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam outfit, and I'm doing Australian still.
And I'm just gonna let you know, I'm paying for this. It's 80 degrees. Yeah, we got the AC on, but I'm still wearing a fucking crazy outfit.
I think by the end of the show, my hair is going to be horrible.
Uncle Sam needs you to subscribe to the Dirty Three.
See, ladies and gentlemen, yes. Blimey.
Gotta fix my tie.
I keep losing the headphones because the wig's right over my ears. It's like drooping. I will not promote this wig because it was horribly made.
You know, yeah, the English, man. We beat you fuckers. And here we are.
Yeah, happy... No, I'm just kidding.
Happy 4th, baby. That's all
Oh,
that
yeah.
means.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, motherfucker.
We won our independence, and now we're throwing it all away.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's all down the drain. But
Oh,
you know,
you got so many people today, they're so mad about this and that, and they don't want to celebrate the 4th of July. How can you not to celebrate the 4th of July in the greatest country in the world, the United States?
I agree, man. I'm switching sides today. God
know.
bless America.
And God bless all our military vets that make days like this, 4th of July,
Especially the blue coats.
possible, you know?
Because Paul Revere
Yeah, Paul Revere.
made an announcement that we were coming over.
He had a fun ride.
And bloody hell was he correct. But we got our asses handed to us,
Hey,
man.
was he killed on that ride? One of them was, right?
I hope not, because what a stand-up guy he is.
They try to say he's an asshole now.
He probably might have been not the nicest guy on the planet, but
But all I
who
gotta
was
say,
back in 19,
his farmers and
18,
pitchforks.
40, whatever.
you know, farmers with pitchforks beat the shit out of the best army in the fucking world.
1887, right? Isn't that when that thing was signed?
Yeah, something like that. I may not have all the dates, but I know what happened.
I'm not quite sure because I'm a time traveler and I hit my head. I have now amnesia.
I'm not here to be a history
I have amnesia,
teacher.
bruv. That's why I talk like this. I can't remember if I'm Australian or American or British.
He's got to
Ain't
go
it?
play some rugby.
I keep losing my I keep losing me headphones because of me hair. Now I'm Irish.
People are going to have to say this fucking fake British dick's an asshole. I love the powdered wig, though.
Holy shit! Look at that already.
Look at it's coming apart. You know,
How horrible is my hair going to be by the end of this show, mate?
all we need next is wooden teeth. I'll supply that.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And it's getting ugly out
That's
here,
a nice little
ladies.
parlor trick I got right there.
It's getting ugly. So nothing's going on in sports, huh? We're kind of in the dark times, you know. I brought that up a little
No,
bit
there's
before,
really not-
you know.
there was
Baseball's happening, so unless you're a baseball fan, God bless your heart.
I'm not really a baseball fan. I never have been. It's just one of those things where
It lasts too long. There's too many games. I'm just not interested. It's hard to keep up. And then you like a guy on the team, and then they trade him. It's like, what the fuck's going on?
you know it's a difficult sport to play, and those who play it, they're very good at it. And I don't want to disparage anybody. It's a great sport. It's just something I'm not really into. It's kind of boring.
It's a little slow, unlike football, where, you know, plenty of blokes are running up and down on the pitch, and you know they're having a good old jolly time.
You must be talking about football as in soccer.
Yes, yeah, no, what? Excuse me. Put some. I'm losing my headphones
You
again.
tallywhackers.
I'm losing my headphones again.
I'm giving her all she got, Captain.
I can't
listen,
listen.
give her no
I'm
more.
having a bad hair day. I apologize.
You're having the best hair day I've ever seen.
It's an American holiday here, and you know the barbershop is closed,
And
mate.
I think they give out powdered wigs. Right when you come off the boat, they just give you a powdered wig. Here you go. Wear this.
Unfortunately, I had no gold doubloons, and I did not have enough for a good, solid powdered wig,
You
unfortunately.
could pass as a very young Ben Franklin.
I'm not Ben Franklin. I don't know if I'm as fat as that man, and I don't wear spectacles.
You can definitely be John Hancock.
Hancock?
Hancock.
Unbelievable.
Hancock. You know, I love this. I love that name. That's like prestigious.
This fucking wig is falling.
They even made a movie about it called Hancock. It went a different way.
A movie? What is that? It's
Will
one of those
Smith?
motion pictures that I've heard about.
Yes.
Holy
yes.
smoly.
Yes. It's way above your time.
I need to go back in my time capsule and go back to the future.
Bro, you don't want to go back to dirty England.
Yeah, the women must have been all horrible, mate.
Well, it just... There's a lot of incest that went back then.
There was a lot of incest, mate. I've seen it. Me cousin here, me cousin
People
there.
had a lot of weird kind of birth defects.
They're funny blokes. Their one had 3 eyeballs. We put him down like a dog in the yard.
You know, you got a fucking
I don't know
arm
if they would
going out
say
of your
yard,
back.
One of me ma had a
But
an extra toe. We had to chop it.
I tell you what, though, the 4th of July is a very, very proud time. It's a very good time for a lot of people.
Damn shame.
You know, it's a time to show
Okay.
pride in our country, show pride in who we are.
Goddamn pussycat is walking around here trying to sniff me crotch.
Do you think they celebrate the 4th of July in Britain, over there in England?
No, they probably curse us out, and they
they
probably
like-
have an well, I don't know, because
Do you think they burn the flag or something?
that'd be weird. I
know?
imagine they did that, and they
gonna
just don't
get
ever show it. They're like, "Fuck you."
Well, we got assholes here that burn the flag.
I mean, there's no I don't think there's any beef with like American and England, though, right?
I don't know. Like, do you think they're still mad about it? Like, we're the country that got away and ruined them? You know?
I mean, they could have had all this land and not like
Oh,
England.
they
You know,
could have had all this shit, bro. We could have been walking
See,
around
that's-
and hail the queen.
you know, they always talking about like, I don't know.
You know, and
I don't
it's-
even want to talk about it on the show because I want to get into a subject line
No,
that might
yeah,
get us
I
in
understand
trouble.
that, but I'm just curious of how they feel about the 4th of July.
Listen,
Getting-
English people at one point or another wanted to
Must really
rule
stick
the
in their
world,
knickers.
governor.
must really stick in their knickers. You know, because they colonized all around the world.
That's
Parts
the
of
that's
Africa.
the subject matter I was trying to
That was
skate out of.
My bad, bro.
Quite fantastic, me boy. I don't know. That's
But
not-
for such a small country, how the fuck did they do that? You know, they were in control of countries that were way bigger than them.
I mean, they must have had a tactical advantage, right? I would assume.
They had a good navy, we know that.
Well, I would assume that they just had some sort of tactical advantage that because
And
they
their
aren't they
military
like
was
aren't they like
ruthless.
off an island or whatever?
Yeah, they're just an island.
So
That's
you
all they
have
are.
to go around to get to them, right?
It's all water. You got the Strait of I forget what they call that strait between them and France.
I would have to look at like a.
But they're surrounded by water. Hey, Antonio wants to have a party over there, huh?
goddamn cat is coming to get me. It's
cat wants to
goddamn
be on the
tigers
show.
is getting me, mate.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, everybody wants to be on this show, including Antonio.
Welcome, Antonio the cat, and I don't hope he don't want to sit on my powdered wig because he's a big fella.
He's a good boy. He's just going up there. You're in his bed.
I hope he doesn't piss on me because I might have to get me musket out.
I think he's just going to sit on you.
I'm just kidding. I would never harm the animal,
No,
mate.
we
I
would
love
never harm animals.
the Dirty Three doesn't believe in harming animals, mate. Oh Lord.
Oh, he really wants to be on the show,
Okay,
huh?
we'll give him some love, Governor.
That's all.
I'm a good Brit. I'm not one of those feisty fuckers that you see at the pub.
Didn't the Brits used to eat cats back in the day?
I wouldn't. No, mate. No, mate. No,
Oh, some of that
mate.
shit you ate was disgusting. British food has got to be ranked like some of the most disgusting food.
It's
on the
wild
planet.
because they got like one of the top chefs in the world there, right?
Yeah, a lot of top chefs come from over there.
Maybe that's why they're so sick of eating
No,
bullshit.
they're so good at cooking bad food. When they get good food, they become fucking Michelin star chefs, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you got Gordon Ramsay there, and I don't know how many of the other dudes.
There's a ton of British chefs. But they do have good food. It's just not something we're accustomed to here. I mean, I'm just being
fish
facetious.
and chips, eh? What's the matter with the good old fish and chips?
And they also have,
And a
back
point.
in the day, they ate all the food, like they ate every part of the animal. So they had like blood sauces, they had all these like liver and kidneys, and they ate all that stuff. They're starting to bring a little bit of that back, you know. Here in America, we just throw everything away.
We're a wasteful bunch here. Well, you guys are wasteful fuckers. That's why we want to take over.
Yeah, I mean, we just, you know, we take an animal and we take the good parts and we throw the rest of it away. Not everybody does that, but you know, there are people.
Drinking more here than anything else.
When you do that farm to table stuff, which is becoming popular, they're using every part of it. You know, plus the fresh vegetables. You're never gonna get that cat to leave you.
No, I fucked up by letting him up here, but he got me.
Yeah, you should have let him not come up. He's old and he's gonna plant himself there.
I'll get him off me in a minute.
Yeah, he'll come right off you. Just be careful because he can't hit that floor. He don't have the bones for it.
Bloody cat is like 20 years old. The old.
Oh, he's an
the
old chap.
bugger.
He's an old chap. He's definitely old. He's got to be like 18.
He's an old goofy guy. This little orange fuck.
But I told you before, right? Me and Brian have told you guys constantly.
Sir Brian the Third.
This robber baron over here.
Calvary. Please put some respect on my.
We don't really edit, and we don't really stop things and this and that. Things happen during the time of a shooting, and we ride it. So apparently Brian's going to sit here with this cat on his lap, and Antonio seems to like him.
And my goddamn hair's a fucking travesty.
Yeah, it's going all over the place.
There we go. That's a little better now.
That's it, buddy. He's digging in now.
I fixed me wig.
We make friends with animals on this show.
Am I more Irish than British? I can't quite tell. Or am I all three of them at once?
Didn't we have a show where all you could hear was the birds because we had the fucking window open?
Yeah, we had to shut the window mad quick.
Definitely an animal-friendly show. You know, next week we're going to have a Bengal tiger.
Yeah, that'll be the third guy. This is the third guy right here.
You got to eat, bring it in.
Antonio the cat. Antonio the cat. Hey, tell the people how you're feeling. No?
He's just happy to be part of the show, I think. He's our new third guy.
I guess so. He's one of the boys now. The boys are back in town. The Brits are back in town, mate.
This is what they used to use as a recruitment tool for people to go into the army.
I don't think we want to put out propaganda.
Hey, maybe we can talk about this. I don't know if this is political or not, but I know a lot of people are upset about it. But the Diddy verdict? Maybe that's too hot to touch? I don't know.
No, I wouldn't say it's political, but listen, there's the things that dude's still in jail till like October. I seen that he's going to get retrialed, but he got off on a lot of the charges that
one was racketeering.
They were in like other RICO charges and shit. Like they were trying to say he's like an organization.
Yeah, they didn't have it.
But the thing is the girl there that was like basically his Ghislaine Maxwell or whatever,
his right hand man,
right?
So to speak.
She was like. Through the text and through some of these leaks or whatever, these things that leaked, and everyone on the internet seen this shit. She was willing participant in most of these events. And I mean, he was like beating bitches up and doing crazy shit.
They actually have video of him beating up one of those
shit
women
out of that chick in the hotel, man.
And they didn't put that as one of the charges.
No, it was other shit like human trafficking. They got him on like prostitution. I mean, the guy's hired prostitutes.
They got him on some stuff that he's only going to get a couple of months of time, maybe. It can get 5 to 10 years, but he's not going to get it.
Dude, he's got millions and millions of dollars.
In fact, his bodyguard who testified against him would come out earlier this week, and he said, I'm going to have to leave the country because I believe Diddy's going to get out and kill me. Well, you're ratting him out.
That'll be the thing is if you start to see the shoe drop around him, and in October, if he actually gets out and wants to walk the streets, you know what I mean? And then you start seeing that ball drop around him, then that's something to fucking watch. Because even in that, other lists, You've seen guys fall around that list.
There's a lot of people that they could have called out on that list and they didn't. And the thing is, Diddy didn't talk. He knew he was, he didn't talk. So he's going to get out and he's going to go back to doing what he's doing. The justice system failed. And he found his spot.
He got tired of me. He's nestled up on my side now.
Yeah, I told you, it's his bed, so he's fighting you for it. And that's his way of fighting.
He's a big boy, though. That's fine.
He's a big boy.
I'm going to be roasting here soon because he's big and warm.
Oh, did we say his name? Yeah, Antonio. We said his name.
Antonio.
He's Italian.
Hey, what was that friggin', remember that sauce? Antonio, you're bringing the sauce down the street. What's the matter with you?
Antonio, it's Prince Spaghetti Day.
Hey, what do you like, a linguine or like the angel hair? Because I have a both for you.
Yo, Antonio, you got to do this hit, bro. The boss is mad.
Hey, you got to understand that you got to whack at this guy. If not, he going to sell them more flour than us, you stupid motherfucker.
Fucking, it's a mob cat.
Goddamn Italians are so uncivilized.
You heard of Mod Wives? We got a show called Mob Cats.
I don't know what shows are, mate. Are you talking about a play on the theater?
No, I'm not talking about any Shakespeare type stuff or any
Shakespeare.
Are you?
Is he British?
What's that?
Was he British, Shakespeare?
Yeah, I would think so.
Do not talk blasphemy on Shakespeare, you.
I don't even know if he was real.
Filthy American prick.
But you know what? He was the first guy to do it. Whenever they do Shakespeare plays, guys dress up as women.
That was
the first transgender movement started.
Well, who was out first, him or Edgar Allan Poe? That'd have been Shakespeare, right?
Edgar Allan Poe, he was a crazy bastard.
Yeah, he's
poet.
like more dark and shit. But I mean, they kind of did the same thing, kind of, right?
I've read some of his stuff.
Yeah, he's dark. He's hardcore.
Yeah, very dark. Dark where he cut somebody up under the floor and people keep coming by and he can hear the heartbeat from the guy he killed under the floor. Was
it him that did the ear thing when he chopped his ear off and sent it to somebody else, right?
I'm not sure. Like I said, I've read it, but it's been a long time ago.
These goddamn poets these days.
Since the invention of the telly.
The Queen would be mortified.
Yo, we already told that bitch where she can stick it.
Please do not talk bad on me, Queen, okay? I know you're one of those American Irish folk.
We just had a big protest, right? No more kings. You guys can stick it.
That's right.
But yeah, the 4th of July means a lot to everybody. I didn't do much on it. Like I said, I had a wedding the day before that was pretty big and got home on 4th of July from the wedding.
Well, this is a blast in the future, of course, because I'm in a powdered wig and whatever, but... Yeah, there was some cool things that happened. There was a huge brawl in Revere. Did you see any of the clips from that yet?
No, I haven't.
There was a big old fight near Revere Beach.
Oh, no, I saw. I did. I read it on the fucking...
In a big-time shooting in Brockton, I guess.
I read it on a news clip. They actually had to call for backup. There was 500 people in that brawl.
500 blokes.
So, I mean... and there's
fighting
only
for Normandy.
There's only like 6 policemen in Revere.
Well, they got the state trooper shit over there, too, right?
Yeah, they were calling all hands on deck from everywhere. You know, it happens, People get drunk, they get out of control.
This is what happened when you defund the marshals, Governor.
That's how it happened when we fought the British. If they said something stupid like, we're going to tax you, we said, fuck you, and we hit them with a pitchfork.
Fortunately, we lost.
Oh, you lost big, bro. That was a big one to lose. I mean, you lost to a bunch of fucking farmers with pitchforks.
My musket jammed.
Yeah, still does.
And I could not put the gunpowder in crank me musket in time.
Now think about it. When the muskets back then, bro. How long did it take to load that fucking thing?
I think they did this shit a bunch of times.
If I was 100 feet from you, right, and I started running at you, I could get to you and beat the shit out of you before you loaded that musket.
There's a good chance.
That's kind of weird.
It takes like a solid... I mean, we could Google it, right? We could all Google it so we can all be fact checkers like everyone else would be like, it costs 14 secones to load a musket, idiot. How
and they're probably right. I don't fucking know.
Does it take to load a musket?
Yeah, so I mean, before that, it was all swords and knives and... stuff like that. It was all hand-to-hand combat. It was a musket.
20 to 30 seconds. Loading a musket in the 18th and 19th century took an average. So you would have to be in the average.
So I could reach him if I'm 100 feet away.
20 to 30 seconds, bro. You could run up and down the street in 20 and 30 seconds.
I can reach
you
him
would
if
just
I'm
have to
100
be
yards
in
away.
shape.
Yeah.
You right now?
No, probably not. But
30 seconds, maybe.
Maybe. But 100-yard dash?
A football. Think about it. If you, in a sense of
I'll
running,
be tired by the time I
listen
get
to me.
there.
Think about this. If you want to run towards the musket from 100 yards away, then you're an idiot. You need to go the other way because that thing ain't gonna hit you from 100 yards away. You have to be like 20 feet from somebody.
The aim on these things, you could be the sharpest sharpshooter in those days. Probably could hit you at 5 feet away because they had no. See, the modern bullets, they got a thing where the barrel's grooved. In the muskets back then, the barrels were not grooved, so these things came out. They weren't spinning. You don't know where the fuck that thing was gonna go.
Technology is gotten crazy, governor.
Yeah. But they did have the cannon is what fucking killed people. And not just maimed them.
I miss me cannon.
How many people were missing legs in that war,
Well, they were dead. They weren't missing shit because you lose a leg, you're fucking dead, right?
Yeah.
They just
if a
amputate
fucking-
your shit off, and then if you don't survive, you're done.
That's the other thing, too. There was no actual modern medicine. If you got actually hit in the leg, you lost your leg.
It was all Dr. Kevorkian shit. They would just cut your shit and wish for the best.
What they did was gave you a piece of wood,
and then you had
bite down on it.
And then think about it this way: once like World War II and World War I started getting, the Germans started getting involved. Those necromancers, those dirty German bastards.
And the thing is, too, they're not using a surgical steel cutting thing. They're just using an old
I'm
hacksaw
just kidding,
or whatever,
Germany.
and they're taking their time. And you're passed out by the third stroke.
That's right. I pass out usually around the third stroke myself.
And then you wake up, you got no leg, and you got no woman, and there you are. Girls are faking, goodness saking. They want to be.
I'm not familiar with that one. Is that the Beatles?
No, that was Young MC, mate.
Oh, I'm not quite sure what that means. That's a reference for another day and another time, I guess.
I got a lot of musical references. They come out at will.
Well, this is 1940 fucking whatever the hell it is, or 18 whatever now.
It's not even any of those dates.
81, whatever they were doing.
You came straight out of the Bill and Ted's movie.
I'm wearing I'm wearing a funny trouser. No, not my trousers. A funny blouse here. Regular T-shirt. I look ridiculous.
Mozart. You could be Mozart.
I might have been playing the piano all night like this.
Mozart, man. Imagine giving that motherfucker like the model.
My hair
piano.
By the end of the show is definitely going to be taking shape.
I used to
and
be into
and they say
that
that dude was like deaf, right?
Yeah, something like that. It was weird. Yeah,
bro, he was a beast. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
He was just feeling it in that room. He's just like, then I can hear it and feel it.
You got to remember too, back
unless
then,
he was off the pookie.
Nowadays with all the synthesizers, all the fucking computer sounds and this and that, you can make fucking anything.
Computer?
Yes.
What the hell is that?
It's this thing.
Is that witchcraft?
Yeah, definitely witchcraft.
King Arthur was right.
You can pull up anything you want to look at. Just think of it.
Like a lady's knickers?
Oh, yeah. They got a specialty on ladies' knickers on...
Wait a minute!
Corn.
I can buy them. I can buy them. I can purchase on this. What do you call it?
Free.
You say?
Yeah. Oh. You could just take off your own knickers and go to town.
I can take off my own trousers and go to town. People will watch this. Eh? What the fuck?
You can take it in the loo with you.
Holy moly! Holy mackerel! Even
you'll have a good time, bro. I love it. But I mean, if you ever imagine those people from back then and they just time travel and they got taken up to here, they would fucking pass out with brain overload.
They would explode.
And I think the same. If we got sent back to there, we'd be like, oh fuck, we're fucked.
Ah, but we know more than they do.
Yeah, but we don't have any of that there because it gives us our knowledge.
Think about it this way: we'd be super bored. All right, you got to think of it in perspective. How old are you? And what are you used to? Like, if you're like an 80-year-old guy right now, and you got to go back to like that generation, because obviously 80-year-old guys don't really use technology like that.
No, the average lifespan back then, what was it, fucking 30, 40 years?
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if you put a guy who's not like super familiar with technology, so he doesn't use it as much as someone like me, where I take a shit and I can't even not have my phone with me. If I don't have my phone with me, dude, I ain't taking a shit.
If you got those guys that live on the homesteads, they can go back in time and live no problem.
What kind of sorcery is time travel?
Was fucking land.
What the? What?
You know? Nowadays, just
me old homestead back in me ma's ranch.
And I mean, look at the Amish.
Filthy
not all.
fuckers.
But they
I'm just kidding.
they
Amish.
get together, right?
Don't-
Deck in a day that would take a fucking.
That's the beautiful thing. You can talk shit about the Amish all you want, and they'll never
I'm
see
not
it.
talking shit about.
I'm
the
just
Amish.
saying, like they'll never know because they don't
No,
watch.
they won't watch this.
They don't know.
But maybe they got a uncle or somebody that went went rogue.
They do though. They have that Romspringer and
Yeah,
stuff.
they get let go out into society, and they
That's
have to,
hardcore.
and they have to make a choice to come back.
Me and Crystal one time we were driving from Mass to Michigan, right?
In fact, they made a movie about it called Kingpin.
They made a few of them actually about people going all crazy through the Amish
Yeah.
shit. But me and her went to Michigan, right? And she set her fucking GPS to no tolls, so we took like the long way to Michigan, right?
Yeah.
I drove. We left at like 10 o'clock at night, and I drove. I mean, as much as I could drive, and maybe until like 7 a.m. And she took over. She started driving, and I passed out in the car, which is very rare, but I was exhausted. And I wake up, and we're kind of in like traffic and like this weird long road. And there's a fucking. I wake up to a goddamn horse, bloody motherfucking Amish man with a bell.
Well, there's a lot of farming in Michigan.
Well, we were driving
Back
through
in the day.
Pennsylvania because you have to
you,
drive through.
oh, you were already in. And the funny thing, they call them Pennsylvania Dutch, but they're not Dutch.
Oh, something
they're
or
not
else.
Dutch, but they call them Pennsylvania Dutch. I don't even know why. They even got egg noodles called Pennsylvania Dutch.
I love it.
But the Amish don't make them.
Egg noodle? Is this some new thing?
Yeah, I'm a basket of useless knowledge.
Oh, I love a good basket. A wicker basket,
Speaking of baskets,
a basket case, or a case of baskets.
you know how to make a basket?
Bloody hell, I don't.
Like a
I'm a
basket?
warrior, man. You see my powdered wig? I'm a nobleman. I will shoot you with me little
Bro,
my little flint pistol.
I saw you hanging with Jack Sparrow.
You bastard.
Hanging with pirates, you dirty bastard.
I was on the boat with them. Those fucking dirty muggle.
Didn't I see you in that movie? Now I'm a muggle. Now you just went to fucking up. Now we're talking about wizards and shit.
You filthy wiz. You
I am a
American
muggle.
trickster.
I am a muggle. They call me Harry Pooper. That's a stolen joke, I think.
That's okay. Sometimes it happens. It happens, mate. You know,
Come on,
occasionally.
you can't filter every. I saw a thing where comedians say, "Don't watch other comedians," and they were like, "Why?"
You can't.
Because you can accidentally have that come out because it's in your head, and you're not trying to steal it, but it actually comes out because you like this stuff, this and that, and it just comes out. And I've heard that from multiple Canadians. I think comedians. Damon Wayans being the first. He said he doesn't. It happened to him one time where he was doing a set. And it accidentally came out, and he recognized it, and he said he doesn't watch other comedians no more because he doesn't want to have that in his head. If he doesn't watch them, he can't accidentally repeat it. I thought that was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Sorry.
old lady.
I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just flash forward in this magical box in me hand.
He was fucking smashing his fucking turkey under his knickers.
Yeah, I was mashing me ma's mashed potatoes.
His fucking bangers and mash.
Damn, that dude lost mad weight, huh?
What's that?
This guy, he lost mad weight. What's his name?
Guy Fieri?
Yeah, he lost mad weight. I remember
you know,
seeing him recently.
I don't want to
and
say
he's-
nothing bad about him, but I hate most of his restaurants, and I like the guy. I think guy's a cool
That's
guy.
because
but
he's
his
like,
food's
his
terrible.
shit went all commercial. Like, he's like McDonald's, essentially. He's like high-end McDonald's, right? He's
Yeah,
like what
casual sit down. Casual.
He's
sit
like
down,
what
they call
Panera
it.
Bread pretends that they are, because they're fast
Yeah.
food at the end of the day, and they're still
But
fast food.
he's got restaurants in
They're
Vegas.
like, we're high-end. No, you're
He's
not.
got restaurants in Foxwoods, and I try them all the time, right? And they're terrible. He had one place though down in Atlantic City. It was a barbecue joint, and it was the best food that he's, in my mind, in my opinion, that he ever put out. And during COVID, it got closed, and I was pissed.
COVID.
You remember COVID?
I don't think we can talk about that on the internet too much.
Yeah, we're not allowed
During-
to talk
during
about
the-
COVID.
During the
God damn
no,
it.
we might. I don't even
It's
know what that is because I'm from the year 1845,
They probably had it back in your time. and they were saying it
1887.
was
I think it was the Black Plague.
the same difference.
It's interesting.
That was there's an interesting topic, the Black Plague that killed fucking 1/3 of the population on Earth at the time.
Because of rats.
Yeah, rats, and they were infecting people, and back then the only thing they knew, which did save them, was they quarantined people. They learned quarantine methods from the Bible and stuff like that. They talked about it, so they started quarantining people so people wouldn't be around them because that shit was all crazy. I mean, you look at the old pictures; they wheelbarrow them bodies after bodies and dumping them, burning
I don't
them.
know if did they have photos of
You know,
this?
not like I was actually there and was interviewing everybody, but everybody's seen
I
the stuff.
seen 4,000 bodies in a wheelbarrow. It was mortifying.
But when you look at it,
Even
it's
me
just
nan.
awful of the time.
Even
it still
me nan.
exists, you know.
Well,
they still have patients get it, the Black Plague today.
Well, think about this. How many rats live in New York City?
Ah, bro.
How many rats?
More than people.
How many rats live in Boston?
Bro, the rats are so fucking... The rats in New York are so fucking... They got so many numbers. Usually rats just come out at night and stuff. These rats are out in the day going, fuck all you
California,
motherfuckers.
too. I heard that, like, in certain parts of California, they just live in the trees and shit, and they're big and fucking aggressive.
But you know what they brought in New York to get rid of the rat problem? They brought in owls.
Yeah, but people will shoot an owl.
Oh, because the fucking owls eat
No,
rats.
you need to get, like, terriers. You need to get, like, a good trained Boston Terriers and just...
No, they got
They
owls.
just gotta
That's
do
their
their
main...
thing.
Owls love fucking...
I think
They love mice and rats.
I think Boston Terriers are trained to hunt, like...
And owls get big, and they're smart.
Yeah, but they're also... You know that I think I learned about owls? They're natural enemies with ravens or crows. I forget what it is, but it's one of the two. So no matter what, you put one of those two... Like, those two animals will never see each other a day in their life.
I think it's not falcons. It's a hawk. That's a natural enemy of the crow. Actually, because
it's owls, bro.
No, it's the hawk. You can look it up.
Bloody
Crow, their whole, what they call them, a murder.
Yeah,
A bunch of
murder
crows.
yeah.
They will fight that hawk and kill it to the death because the hawk goes after the eggs and stuff.
There's a thing with... I'm pretty sure it was with owls. There's one with owls, and it might be the other one then. Crows or ravens or whatever.
They could have more than one enemy.
Well, they're birds. It's bird world. We don't know. I'm not a bird.
But the owl has
you a
such
bird?
great... No, I'm the bird, and the bird is the word. Bird, and the bird is the...
What everybody heard about the bird.
Oh, that shit was funny, man. I love Family Guy, man. That's like
Family who?
Family Guy.
Is this one of your programs?
No, he's a fat Irish bastard from Rhode Island.
The Irish, despicable.
Pawtucket.
Despicable people, the Irish.
Yeah, you guys weren't very nice to them, were you?
No, we weren't.
You weren't nice to anybody,
We
really.
weren't.
You guys were assholes.
We are.
You guys were pillaging.
I don't think you can say that word on TV.
Oh, shit. And pillaging.
Something and something and...
Yeah, we're gonna edit that.
We were doing things that,
Were
not nice to other blokes.
Yeah, they might have been against people's will. They were mean people back then, bro. They didn't care. They killed everybody. It was terrible.
For the Queen.
But this Guy Fieri guy, he's not a bad guy. I like his shows on TV. You ever watch his shows? It's stuff on like.
Not really. I watch more Gordon Ramsay shit than I watch.
So don't I. Gordon Ramsay's a fucking.
He's the GOAT.
Multi-Michelin star chef.
He's just the GOAT, dude. I love. People like when I talk about Gordon Ramsay with certain people, they're like, I don't like him. He's so mean. And I'm like, that's what I love about that guy.
The thing is, right?
I think
he has that show.
I think we talked about this on here.
He has that show where he's saving people's restaurants. He goes there, right? He's telling them what they're doing wrong, and they're saying, fuck you, you don't know what you're doing. I'm like, the guy's one of the most successful chefs in the world, and he's telling you how to fix your business.
At this point, he's got so many TV shows. He's got so much recognition. Is he not?
He even does small podcasts for guys like Gouda. He gets with them and all these other guys. He even
you heard it here, folks.
You ever see Uncle Roger? He's an Asian guy, and he's like,
the Asian.
He fucking guy's funny as shit, and he can cook. But he has a cooking podcast called Uncle Roger, and he's always telling you gotta love MSG.
I learned kung fu from an Asian man.
MSG got a bad rap back in the day. Apparently, it's not that bad for you. It's just good to improve the taste. The taste, it's real good.
Don't say that.
You know,
we don't know that.
But yeah, I watch a lot of those cooking podcasts, and I love watching Gordon Ramsay because what the fuck? If you can watch him and learn something, why the fuck wouldn't you?
I get it, the standards thing for sure, because he just wants it to be perfect. And I get it. I get that. If you're fucking running food and these people are paying high-end money to come here, he wants the shit right.
Yeah, I watch a lot of cooking shows, and I pick up things that they do as a home cook, and I apply them in my life and these tastes and flavors and cooking methods. Sally thinks I'm a nut because I'll say the different terminology, and she's like, "What the fuck does that mean?" And I'm like, "It means this." She goes, "Why don't you just say that?" I go, "Well, that's not the terminology." You know, there's certain things, and I mean, I cook a lot of different things, and I take.
You are a nobleman, Joseph, for using the word like terminology, by the way.
I'm
You're
a
a
foodie.
true scholar of the lands.
I'm an absolute foodie.
You are a true scholar of the land, sir.
You know?
A true scholar.
Uncle
Bless you,
Sam, don't eat spam.
sir. Bless you.
Actually, I don't mind spam and eggs and shit like that. I'm weird.
Spam?
Yeah, canned meat. You might have had that. No, you didn't have that in your time. It came out a little later.
I wouldn't.
But
eat
it's
that
still
shit.
around today. You can get a whole chicken in a can.
That's fucking horrible.
Oh, it would have to be horrible. Why the fuck would you put a chicken in a can? But they have it and people eat it.
Listen, we were poor, but we weren't that poor when I was growing up, because I would have eaten toast, at least. I would have just ate toast the whole night. And I've done that for dinner mad times, just eating butter and bread.
You know, and I don't mind things in a can. Let's just say some of the best things
Or
I've
just
ever eaten are in a can.
Toasted bread.
You know, tuna fish.
With
You gotta
peanut
love
butter,
that
'cause
shit.
They give you the peanut butter.
I mean, that's in a can. You know, peanut butter's in a jar or whatever, but there's other things. Sardines are in a can. People love that shit. I don't personally.
No, I tried one before. They're
know,
horrible.
It's just like eating fucking salt with bones.
Yeah,
and
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I don't know how people get into that. Like anchovies on pizza. I'm like, oh, that's awful.
Yeah, that shit's not good.
You know, but that's my opinion. I also am of the opinion you don't put pineapples on pizza.
See, I don't mind that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't mind that. I've had it. It's not bad. You know what it is? It's that savory, sweet
It just
connection.
gives you something different on the
Yeah.
the pizza, really. Because you know what it does? If the sauce is shitty sauce, it almost makes the sauce better because it sweetens the sauce where they don't sweeten it themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Because sometimes they just don't do it out of the can and it's all acidic as shit. You know what I mean?
yeah, but see, that's the thing too. And I also think that pineapples can be applied to some pizza that's not as good as other pizza. When you get like Frank Pepe's or Sally's of Beats, that pizza's really good.
I'm like a pepperoni guy, really, and then
I am too.
I'm a buffalo chicken pizza guy, but I don't like when they do ranch on the buffalo chicken pizza. I don't want it to be off. I don't want you to do that.
I don't want that. You know what they do now with the pepperoni? The hot honey? Stop with that. I don't want it.
I don't know about that neither, but
It's
I
hot
don't-
honey.
I
They
don't-
drizzle it.
Well, fuck that, but
But I like the ricotta cheese with it. You add the pepperoni with a couple of dollops of ricotta. It's fucking delicious. The little Italian came out there, folks.
Filthy.
Where's the gabagool?
bloody filthy motherfucks.
Yeah, you guys didn't take over the
Filthy pricks.
Italians. That's for sure.
Can't stand an eye tie.
You know, but I mean, I like good pizza. When you have good pizza, you shouldn't go crazy.
One thing
with
they
bad
did was make a
toppings.
good pizza. Those bastards.
You know, you can't get pizza in Britain. They put fucking liver and kidneys on it.
I can put my cup back there because I fucking catting there.
But you guys probably have, which every modern civilization has, is those, they call them pasties.
We eat fish and chips for lunch, breakfast, and dinner, mate.
Yeah, but you know, fish and chips, I think they use a malt vinegar for their fish and chips, or a red wine vinegar. There's different shit, and they wrap it in newspaper.
Malt vinegar for breakfast, and the other one for lunch, mate.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
We just change it up a little bit, but
You
always
guys love
fish and
that
chips.
fucking blood sausage. Who was the genius that thought of that? Let's put blood in the casing and eat it.
Sir Charles the First.
And the French,
great.
man, the French are just so fucking pompous and fucking with their food. You get
We're
like a
not
cracker
talking
with
bad
a
about
piece of
French
meat
people.
on it. Cost $1,000.
Is this ragu?
French cuisine. But I'll tell you, a lot of chefs, like even Gordon Ramsay, they all go to train in France. You know?
Yeah, that's what his mentor
Yeah.
was French.
And a lot of people that even go to their culinary degrees here in the U.S., they will spend time over in Europe and cook under these guys for free.
Yeah, you kind of have to, I guess, because I think
Yeah.
European people are more honest than Americans. Like, we're more rude about the shit, but they're more honest about it. We'll just, I don't know.
You know what's weird, too, over there in Europe?
Fucking Americans are pricks.
They don't tip. Like when you go out to eat at a nice fancy at a dining, a fancy restaurant, they give you your food, then they give you the check. They will not accept a tip. There's no tipping allowed.
That's cause
Not because it's against the policy of the restaurant. It's just that's their culture. They don't tip. Now here in America, you better have tip money when you go out to eat. You know.
Fucking cheap American pricks always want something extra on the back end.
And as Uncle Sam, I'm just going to say I'm proud of one thing that happened this week, too. It was the big, beautiful bill. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security. We do not do politics here, so we're moving on. Grandma, what do you got?
Tax without representation.
That's what they gave us. Tax on tea.
I don't even remember this. I don't even know what he
tax on
said.
tea?
I don't know what he said. I wish I did. Without representation is occupation by the nation of a proclamation or whatever the fuck.
Taxes is theft.
All I want to do is tax things, okay? What the hell?
All you want to do is tax tea and tax us
I'm going
to
to
death.
tax this show. I'm going to tax my wig. I'm going to tax your hat.
You got a bad show tax.
I'm going to tax my gray T-shirt and your crazy
I'm going to
outfit,
tax your
man.
knickers.
You cannot tax me, knickers.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm sweating out of the fucking... I'm sweating my fucking knickers off.
I'm surprised this wig is still intact.
You know?
The fucking headphones keep dragging it down.
All right, where we're at? We're at a good click there. Maybe we
Forsworn and three scorn,
Okay.
or however it went.
look at. Bottom line is we're the Dirty Three, and we need you to like, share, and subscribe.
Today,
Please, we're nothing
tomorrow,
without you.
yesterday.
We can't be anything without you.
We love you, people.
You know. So we're gonna wrap
Get
this
used to the goofy outfits because I think almost every holiday, like fun holiday, we're gonna have
up. Oh, we're gonna do this for every holiday.
something soupy and goofy for you stupid.
So what's the
fucks.
next holiday? It's gonna be Labor Day weekend. How are we gonna dress up for that one?
Yeah, we can't do that one.
Like we can dress up like laborers.
Like workers.
Yeah, we just dress as ourselves.
I just wear my work clothes. I don't want to do that.
I can't put on my work.
I don't want to
uniform. They'll kill
promote.
me.
I don't want to promote. Yeah, no, fuck that.
I don't know,
I'll
but-
wear a fucking bright orange shirt.
Maybe we'll just bring some. Maybe we'll talk about the different jobs that people have.
I'll just use a drill the whole episode. Every joke I make.
So just let me reiterate again. We need you to like,
You
share, and subscribe.
And everyone, darling.
And I hope all of you had a happy 4th from us at the Dirty Three.
And from you to me,
We love you.
God save the
Alrighty,
Queen.
folks. We're done.